Penalties a tough way to end a day where you all fought so hard and also a long day out there. What are your immediate thoughts on the way your team played today and just overall the season that you had, accomplishing so much to get to the playoffs for the first time?
Yeah, look, I would be lying to you if I told you we weren't sad to not continue on today. But I'd also would be lying if I didn't tell you how proud I am of the group this season and what they were able to accomplish and how incredible of a season it was. So I'm feeling very proud. I'm feeling, obviously, as most of us are, a little bit sad, of course. We wanted to continue on and wanted to move on to semifinals. But when you look at and you reflect, and I'm sure we'll have the time in more depth here post the game and in the next few days to really reflect on what we've done this season. And I think we've accomplished a lot, and I think we should be very proud of what we've accomplished this season. I thought we were a little bit slow to start in the first half. And we talked a bit at halftime, talked a few times in the first half with some downtime with players going down to speak to the group. And I thought the second half we came out and looked really good. Created a lot of opportunities. Kayla with the goal. Subs came on and made a big impact. And yeah, I just think obviously you take it to penalties. The game can be so incredibly cruel. And unfortunately, we aren't walking away, continuing on today. But more importantly, I'd just like to speak about this season. And I think that the group should be incredibly proud for everything they've accomplished this year.
Bev, you mentioned feeling like they started slower, but at the same time, you have a lot of young players on this team. It's a sold out game. How did you feel like they met the moment? I mean, to go into the half 0-0 and actually come out on the other side looking like the better team for the second half of the game.
Yeah, look, absolutely proud. And we talked about it, they're tactically fluid. And what they were trying to present, personnel aside, was in and out of different shapes, rotations, different players going into different spots. So we just spoke about relying on our principles and being able to use those principles as those tactical rotations were happening. I'm very proud of the group of organizing it, staying into the match, keeping the match 0-0, looking to create opportunities from an attacking transition standpoint. So very proud of the group. Obviously, it took a little bit of us, and we weathered it a little bit early on. And then, I thought we started to kind of get our groove. And then coming out second half, I thought we were good. We were good. And so, yeah, it's just tough, but it's a part of the game. And the biggest reflection right now is what we've been able to accomplish this year, and just feeling very proud in that space.
Last one from me, and then we'll get to any questions. We were talking to Erin first of all, and she just mentioned how she feels like you all have established an identity that will carry over to future seasons. Do you feel like that'll be the legacy of this team a little bit? And how do you feel? It's obviously early about what that can mean for next year and just really the success of the club over the long term.
Absolutely. Look, I think we will continue to get better. And I think we've set the bar. I think when people see our logo, when they see our jerseys, they know what to expect. And I think it's a massive accomplishment to be able to say that as a group, that we're so bought in. We know what people can expect. We know what people will look for. And really excited to continue building off of that and the opportunity to be even better next year.
Joe, I think I saw your hand up first, then we'll go to Sarandon and Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Bev, and congrats on not only the season but the way the team played today. Very impressive. Two quick questions for you. First is very long match today, 120 minutes plus 22 minutes of stoppage time. How do you keep the team focused through that long of a match?
Yeah, and look, I think we've spoke about it multiple times in the game, and they were so checked in. They were coming over, getting any liquids, any extra that they could get during those opportunities to come over and grab anything. But we said it from the get-go, and the reality is we cover a lot of ground. That's our reality. We cover a lot of ground at training. We have a very specific periodization around our high press, our attacking transition, and our ability to go box to box very consistently every game. So we knew and told the players over and over, like, we're prepared for this. We're prepared to cover all the ground that's needed right now. And going into extra time and obviously the game lengthening and needing to cover that ground, we felt we had prepared for it all season, from the way that we train to the way that we play. So again, just really proud. They were grinding it out. The bench was heavily involved in keeping them in good spirits, and the players were up for it. Look, they were massively checked in every chance that we came over to the sideline, whether in between the extra time At the end of the match, it's full match, regular match itself, massively checked in and wanting to do everything they can to carry on into semifinals. And for that, I mean, you just have to be proud, don't you?
And last one for me, what goes in, if you can share, what goes into selecting the penalty lineup and order?
Shoot, sorry, it was a little bit fuzzy. I couldn't
I'm
hear.
at the watch party and there's other sound around. I'm sorry, but what goes
It's
into
okay.
choosing the penalty lineup and the order of penalty shots in the shootout?
Yeah, yeah. So we used the same that we used in Brazil, and we won two PKO shootouts there. We use the same format there. We work on them throughout the week. We ask, it's very important that the players are confident in their role and confident in their order. And we take all those things into consideration when we're preparing for these. So yeah, very diligent about our process and use the same process that we used in Brazil with the TWC.
I know that since you went into penalties, that this goal in the 92nd minute doesn't really add up to much. But what was your reaction when you saw Kayla Fisher's goal go in? And it seemed like you had one of the best reactions, it seemed like. And then you guys had been on the other side of so many late goals to see it go
Yeah.
your way for once. What was that thought process?
Yeah, look, very happy. Kayla came on. I thought she did really well when she came on and to get that goal that late. And to your point, I think we've showed a lot of character throughout the season. I know there was lots of conversation about our inability to close out games. You, you know, I think we've learned a lot throughout this season, and I think we've believed the entire season. And if I had to sum it all up, you have a group that has massive belief in who we are, our identity, and how we can accomplish that together. When you have that, you take those lessons, we quieted everybody up about closing out matches, and now we're coming through and scoring late goals to stay in matches. So we see everything as opportunity, and I've spoke about this before. I think the group's very good at always seeing the glass half full. There will be an opportunity. It's just a matter of time and what we look like in that opportunity being very important. So, yeah, I was incredibly excited for the group. I thought it was very earned. And yeah, I'm just proud of the performance that they put out there today.
Michael, you can go ahead.
A lot of times people look at the end of the season, and if it doesn't end in a trophy or it doesn't end in a win, they consider it disappointment or unsuccessful. I don't think anybody considers this season for racing anything other than a massive success. So how would you rank this season?
Yeah, look, we really appreciate that a lot. So, thank you for saying it in that manner. I think you always, you want to continue to make the club proud, the city proud. And obviously that means, the ultimate want to just carry on, right? Make playoffs and keep going first round, take it game by game, et cetera, right? But I think when you take a deep breath and you remove yourself from, of course, that's what we want to accomplish. And here's our reality right now. I think you just feel nothing but proud. I hope the city's proud of us. I hope everyone that supported us all season is proud of us because I can genuinely tell you here that they gave everything they had and they left nothing. They left nothing all season. And they did it because they believed in what they were doing and they wanted to make the city proud. So continue to support them. They're a great group of players. They're a great group of people, and they're only going to continue to be better and get better. So keep supporting us, keep showing out for us because you guys are the ones that are helping us, through times that are be tough with, the realization of our reality now. But a huge part of our success moving forward. But again, you're right. I can't speak enough about how proud I am from the performance that they put on today and the performance and character they showed all season.
Jonathan, it looks like Paul's got one, and I can be done.
Okay. Yeah, last one from us, Bev. Paul was having
Oh,
some issues with his microphone, but he had in the chat, did Racing's successful season send a message to the rest of the league? And if so, what was that?
yeah. We won't ever stop. We will never stop. As I said earlier, our glass is half full. So, are we up a goal? Are we down a goal? What does our character look like? And we're relentless. We simply won't stop. And I think I'm hopeful that it sends that across that, like I said earlier, when you see our logo, when you see our jerseys, you know what to expect. But I'm super grateful to have led the group this year, a very special group of staff and individuals and team. So special that, it makes me being the leader so much fun, so much more fun. So yeah, proud of them. Look, it's a hell of a season. I think we can all agree on that. And next year we're going to push for more.